Good morning, Eileen here. I know it's Sunday and this is Saturday's Lavinia Stamps video. Better late than never, as they say. The weather's much better here today, so the light is better, and I'm hoping to do 2 Lavinia Stamps videos for you today. I will post this one this morning and then another one this afternoon. The card that I'm featuring here uses the most gorgeous Forest Temple stamp as the main feature. And then you've got a leaf stamp, which is called, let's find it now, Mini Leaf 5 around the outside edge. I've got the Ivy stencil as well, Little Pippin, who is gorgeous, and Once Upon a Dream stamp. And it's actually called Once Upon a Dream as well on the website. You will notice if you look on Facebook that I've coloured in since I've posted that Facebook picture. I've coloured in more of the Forest Temple. I did post it yesterday and I'd only coloured in the middle, and I left the outside for 2 reasons. I thought that it looked good, and I'm not overly keen on colouring in because I'm not very good at it. However, looking at it this morning, I said to myself, as you do, whilst I was eating my Wheatie Bangs, Eileen, I think you should colour in the outside of that Forest Temple a little bit more. And so I did, and I'm really pleased with the result. I haven't coloured all of it, and I'm not going to do any more. But yeah, anyway, it will be your choice if you do that or not. I'm going to crack on now. The card size that I use for this is, I believe, 13 centimetres by 18 centimetres, and I just folded an A4 square of multifarious cardstock from Lavinia Stamps, folded it in half, and then I'd cut it to 13 by 18. I'm not rounding the corners off of this either, I've just left it as it is. Just going to pop it down onto my mat, just check I'm in shot. That's better, down a little bit would be better for you. I might even mark that, use this ruler thing. So I might even mark where it should start. Right, Lavinia Stamp Stencil, Ivy, well loved, love it. On it goes. I'm going to pop it down. I'm making sure this edge is off the card, you know, this straight edge, because if it isn't, then when you get close to it with the brushes, I'm just going to give me a straight edge down there in white if I'm not careful, and I don't want that. 2 brushes. I've got 2 large brushes here, and I'm using, the colours I'm using are, these are makeup brushes, obviously the biggest ones that I've got. Stormy Sky, Victorian Velvet. I want to leave a little bit of white space, as I normally do, starting off with Stormy Sky. So I'm starting in the middle, and I'm coming down in an S shape. Take off some of the ink if your pad is too wet. This is quite an old pad, so I'll get away with it. And I'm bringing it over, but not right to the edge. I'm stopping about an inch from that edge. Now I want to get some more down on this side, because I want to fill this area and the bottom, but I want the bottom to be faded. So I am not putting so much pressure on the makeup brush, very loose wrist, and just skimming it over the top of the stencil. Now a bit more pressure in the middle and down this edge, taking care to keep your stencil in place. I should have put magnets on this actually in my magnetic sheet, but anyway, not to worry. I'm not going right up to the top, just letting it fade out No more ink, very, very loosely. So that's blue. Now I was going to try some Victorian Velvet. I'm just going to reposition that stencil. I don't want to move it too much. Being a different colour, it doesn't matter if your stencil does move. You know, people will think you did it deliberately. So I'm just going to do some pink now. I love this colour. I think it's more of a lilac-y, or it's got shades of mauve, hasn't it? It's a bluey pink, that's it. Blue tones. Some more down the bottom. Sort of a bit random where I'm putting it, to be honest. And I'm putting a little bit more pressure on because obviously the pink, being a lighter colour, is having to fight with the blue to get its own identity. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's not bad. It looks out of focus, and that is the look that I'm going for because it's in the background, but it's rather pretty. So we'll go with that. Now I'm taking my stamping mat. Popping that inside to protect the inside of my card. And I'm going to put the first stamp on. Just check that I've got it on there. Yep. Versifying Claire Nocturne. And this is a fairly new pad, so it's nice and wet. The Forest Temple is already on my acrylic block. You can use your stamp press if you like. And in fact, actually, as it's a large stamp, I think that I'm being a bit brave with this. So fingers crossed. Gentle tapping, and I mean very gentle, because I don't want the ink to go onto the outside of the image. So very gentle tapping, especially over these very delicate areas. I'm sort of pouncing the ink pad over the top of the image. Making sure it's covered, but at the same time, not particularly messy around the outside because it will just get onto your paper. I think that should do me. Now I have got some ink that is spread to the outside, but I have also a damp cloth, and I'm just going to wipe that outside with this. It's very wet, so I want to be careful not to get the cloth onto my image that I've got ready on my desk, on my card. But it's just got rid of the ink around the outside. You do get a little bit of time to do that before this ink dries properly. And over we go. And then I'm going to pop that down around about 1.5 inches up, I think it is, from the bottom. More or less in the middle, but about 1.5 inches up from the bottom. I'm going to stand up so that I can get a good pressure on this. It's going to be nice today, sun shining. And Formula 1 racing. Oh, my cup runneth over. Well, it will do if Hamilton wins. Yes, I know there's others just as good. But I'm loyal, and he's British. Okay. Right. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful image. Okie dokie. Now on to stamp number 2, and that is, make sure my fingers are clean, don't want to start getting ink everywhere. And stamp number 2, I'm using VersaFine Clear Glamorous, and stamp number 2 is this beautiful mini leaf number 5. Gentle tapping again. And I'm not taking any of the ink off. I'm going straight from the pad over to the card. I'm just going to check my card to see where I've plonked the leaves down on. I think I started at the top first. So I was going to do one there. Pressing up. And then another one coming round there. Sort of curving round. Yep. And then there's another one around about there. And then we'll have a final one there. And I'm just twisting the stamp so that it's, you know, twisting it so it's slightly in a different direction than the leaf above. It just twists it round as it comes down. Right, so still on the Glamorous, the red, inked up again, and another one there. That one hasn't come out very well. That doesn't matter at all. You've got 2 choices. You can either stamp over it, which I will do in black, because I'm bringing black, oh, sorry, not black, I'm bringing blue in to give me more definition, and it will fling the leaves forward into the foreground. And or you can get a colouring pencil in red and just fill it in. So there's no harm done. Another one here. Press down and up. And then another one here. Again, twisting it, going down as it goes round. That looks quite nice. Maybe I'll get another one in here. Yes, I'm liking that. So that's my red leaves. Now I want some darker colour, but I don't want to go black. Black would be too harsh, so I'm going to go for Twilight in VersaFine Clear. Basically, if you've got any red leaves that haven't come out too well, this is your chance to cover them up with this blue by going over the top. Now, one there hasn't come out as well, so I'm going to go over the top with it. And now you can't see the mistake. I'm going to put another one in there. Another one here. Don't overdo the darker ones. Now look, it will look too busy. I'm going to have one more here. And I'm going to leave it at that. Quit while I'm ahead. Okay. What's next? Ah, Once Upon a Dream is next, and that's the words. And I have it already on the block. I do like this because there's sort of a bit of grungy, spotty bits around this, the words of this, and it just adds to the card. It's I really love this stamp. I must use it more often. And I'm inking up in black, gentle tapping again. Don't want to get it all over the polymer of the stamp. Once Upon a Dream, and I'm going down a little. I'm going down about just over ½ an inch. I actually want little Pippin to more or less sit on this. So about ½ an inch down from the main image. Try and keep it straight, because I'm going straight onto the card. And I'm just letting the ink soak here, and I'm not putting any pressure on, and then down and up. I didn't put enough ink on. It's no problem. I'm just going to get a black polychromos and I'm just going to put those words back in very quickly. You can take your time doing this. I'm rushing it a bit. Now I'm using a pencil rather than an ink pen because, to be quite honest, if I make a mistake I can rub this out. But now I've got them back in, now I'm going to use an ink pen. But I'm not going to draw it in, I'm going to dot it. I've found that when I need to add some areas where the image isn't inked up properly, if I dot it, I've got more control. So I'm just going to very lightly dot it coming round. Look at that. So very lightly dot it. And this one. Because I go too far when I do lines and try and follow the letter with lines of the ink, but this dotting will give me a stronger image, or it will complete the word again. Concentrating now, can you hear? I'm concentrating. Fortunately for me, this stamp is full of dots, so it looks as if it's meant to be like that. I've got another bit there missing. I didn't put enough ink on, so it's my own fault. And again with that N, but we're putting that in. Yeah, and the C. Yeah, it looks as if I missed it all over. Naughty, naughty. Anyway, I think I've saved that. That will do. I am happy with that. Once Upon a Dream. I'm not going to make the same mistake with little Pippin. He's absolutely lovely. One of my favourite Lavinia stamps, because he's not only gorgeous looking in his own right, but he's a great fill-in when you want to add something to the card, but you don't want it to be too large or overpowering. You just want a nice little extra feature, and he fills the bill. So gentle tapping again, but making sure I ink it well this time. That looks about right. Don't think I've missed any here, are there? And I'm going to sit him here, just above the C and the E, I think. And there he is. Okay, so that's all the stamping over. And now I'm going to add some colour. I'm using polychromos pencils, and I've got a few here. You can use anything you like. If you want to use watercolour, or you can use, because this multifarious cardstock will take that, you can use brushos with a little bit of water. You can use watercolour pencils, normal colouring pencils. I'm using polychromos because, one, I love these pencils, and the other thing is that if I make a mistake anywhere, I can very quickly rub out my error and I haven't ruined the whole card. Now I'm following the shading around the outside of this image, or around the door itself. Tracy's put some shading lines in and I'm going to follow those. So I'm starting off with the yellow to begin with. So I'm going up, and I'm going up through the shaded area and more or less colouring in each brick. with the yellow, the whole thing. Not being too careful, as you can see, because I'm not a great person for light and shade colouring, to be honest. I'm not very skilled. There's a design team member on Lavinia called Lisa Taggart. Oh my word, her work is just out of this world. What she does with light and shade, if you get a chance to look at her work or her blog, please do. I think it's called Inky Bits, I think. Anyway, just look up Lisa Taggart. She is so clever and talented, and she's lovely as well. So now I'm going with the orange, as you can see. I'm not going right up until the top part of it. I'm just sticking to the shaded lines that Tracy has drawn in on her image. And then I'm sticking to sort of autumny colours, and then up again, but not right to the top and not as far as the top of the orange. And this is more of a red. Again, taking it easy. I am rushing it a little bit, but it's still giving me the look I like. So, yep. And then I'm going to use a dark grey. Why am I using a dark grey? I don't know. It just looks all right. It looks good. I'm good with colours. Yeah, I am really good with colours. You know, I know what goes, and I'm brave as well. And most of it works. Right, what's next? Now I did put some pale yellow, you know, not being careful, look, scribble, scribble time, just in through the doorway. Anyone can do this, look. Even me. And I've got to be a bit of orange here as well. Yeah, oh, I am getting brave now. Yeah, now I'm getting too full of myself because I've just made a right mess at the bottom. Oh, dear. Would it be darker at the bottom? Well, it is now. Right, then I want to do the steps. I think I've done the steps in sort of a little bit of red here. So I'm not going right the way over. Just darker this area here. And a bit with this red. And here. And then back to the yellow again. I always go to yellow and orange. I don't know why. I do. You know, even if it's a snow scene, bring out the orange. Oh dear, might be exaggerating a bit there, but I am a bit of a drama queen, as you've gathered already. So that's that. So that's my steps. And that's how it was when I originally stopped. Apart from grounding little Pippin. So we'll ground him with a bit of grey and the bottom of the tree. Like so. And I've got this really lovely green. It's called Earth Green in the Polychroma set. So using a bit of that. Just a little bit more grounding of the magical, I've forgotten what it said, temple. That's it, magical temple. And a little bit more to Pippin. Now, I've overdone Pippin. So, I'm getting my eraser and I'm just going to very gently take some of that out, like so. Okay, and I'm enjoying this. It's good fun. Now I'm going to start off by using the yellow again, and I'm just going up just over halfway up the side. This is what I did this morning. And I was quite pleased with it, so I thought I would stick to this and show you this as well. So, but obviously your choice, whether you colour this in, how much you colour in, because I've seen some glorious work from all of my Facebook friends that do colouring in, and their work is just remarkable. It's beautiful. I wish I had that skill. And saying that, I don't take time to practice. If I did, I would be better. I don't know if I would have their talent, but I would be better, because the more you practice, the better you get at anything. I've certainly found that to be the case regarding my crafting. My crafting was nothing to write home about when I first started. But now, because I'm getting such a lot of time to practice and play, I'm turning out, you know, some fairly good stuff. But the main thing is that I enjoy it. And that's what you have to do. You have to love what you're doing. And I do. And I thank you all for the support you give me as well. Right, so that's a little bit of green there. On the other card, I did a bit more red, but I have to say I'm liking this green. It wasn't a deliberate choice. I was just yakking too much. I forgot what colour I was choosing. So no, it wasn't deliberate. Anyway, that'll do for that. The only final thing that I did add to this was a few white dots at the top. And for that, it's the good old Enamel Accents with a pin, which I have got here. So just making sure that it's a good flow. Please don't shake these ever. They will get air bubbles in, and then it's not a good idea. Now, I've done a fair few on these. Look, I'm not going to do so many. I don't think it needs it. Probably some of these were to cover mistakes. Yeah, I know, I make mistakes too all the time. Right, so I'm just going to have one. I'm going to try and have a small amount here. 1, 2, 3 there. That's it. And another one there, maybe. Tiny ones, though. Oh, it's 4, 5. Got to have 5. 3, 5, or 1. Okay. And I think that's it. Put that back. What do you reckon? I quite like that. In fact, I like the colours maybe on that. See, I use more red on this. That isn't bad. It's very much like the original one. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope you have fun. I'm going to do another one now. So I'm going to post this now on YouTube and on Facebook, and then I'm going to do another card. I hope that you caught all that. I'll look through the video first to make sure I was in shot all the time. With this one, there is something else that I need to show you. I did actually carry the stencil over to the back as well. I can't say that it sings to me, to be honest. So we'll just go with that then. But anyway, that's a choice. Look, and I've got ink on. I knew it. I knew I wouldn't make a card without getting ink somewhere. Oh, dearie me. Where did that come from? It's my trademark, isn't it? Inky fingers. That's what I'm called. Right. Anyway, got rid of that. So what do you think? I think they're both not bad, and I can't see anything that I've missed. Thanks ever so much for watching me this morning. I'll be back this afternoon with another card for you with Lavinia stamps. Bye for now.